I thought collagen was going to be an easy video. Test it for 90 days, look at the results, come back here with the very satisfying conclusion that the internet had once again tried to sell us powdered hope in a bottle. I had my skeptical eyebrow warmed up, like this. I had my "this is probably nonsense" face ready to go, like this. But then the results made the whole thing much more annoying, because I didn't just look into the mirror and decide my skin seemed better under flattering bathroom lighting. Over 90 days, I visually tracked how my skin looked and felt, but I also had it measured by a dermatologist before and after the trial. That matters. There's a big difference between "I think I look hydrated" and a dermatologist measured an actual change. Later in this video, we're going to look at the dermatologist measurements, and that's the part that sent me back through the research a second time. One quick transparency note before we get into it. I bought the collagen myself. No sponsorship. No money from mentioning it. I'll list the exact product in the description so you know what I tested. Not because I'm telling you it's the best collagen out there. For this trial, I use a multi-collagen supplement with types 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, followed the usage directions, and took the recommended serving once a day for the full 90 days. And because this was real life, not a perfectly controlled lab study, there's one confounding factor I need to be upfront about. Toward the end of the 90 days, I started drinking a little more water. I realized I probably wasn't hydrating myself as well as I should have been, because it was warm outside. So when you see the results, I'm not going to pretend collagen gets 100% of the credit. That's part of why my personal trial only counts for 10 points out of the 100-point Marcus score that you'll see at the end. So today, collagen peptides are on trial. Not because an influencer said her skin started glowing from within, which usually means good lighting, expensive skincare, and a camera filter working overtime. I tested it, had it measured, reviewed the studies, and then scored it using something I created called the Marcus score. It's my evidence-based framework for evaluating supplements, not a medical guideline, not a regulatory rating, just a structured method I use to look at evidence, effectiveness, safety, practicality, and my own trial results. I'm Marcus, a research scientist with over 25 years of experience. You're watching Health Sense or Nonsense, where I dig through the studies and journals, then break it all down into plain English. No confusing lectures, just what actually matters. With collagen, I wanted to answer 3 questions. Does the research support better skin hydration and elasticity? Are the benefits big enough that a normal person would actually notice? And were my dermatologist measured results actually from collagen, or partly just me finally drinking water like a responsible adult? That's why the dermatologist measurements mattered. I didn't fully trust my own eyes. Once you spend money on a supplement, your brain can become a very enthusiastic, unpaid intern for the marketing department. I watched my skin visually over 90 days, paid attention to how it felt, and had a dermatologist measure it before and after. Now, that's not a full clinical trial, but it's a lot more useful than squinting at my reflection in the mirror, wondering if signs happened. Let's take a look at the dermatologist measurements. These are the skin instrument results from before I started collagen, and again after 90 days. First, look at hydration. My skin hydration increased by 15.5%. Look at the elasticity. My skin elasticity increased by 15.6%. Hydration was one thing, but seeing elasticity improve by almost the same amount really got my attention. My skin felt softer, more hydrated, more elastic. Not like I transformed into a skincare commercial, but enough that I could generally see and feel the difference. Less dry, less crinkly, more resilient. I found myself staring at the spreadsheet thinking, well, that's awkward. My first reaction was honestly to wonder whether the dermatologist had made a mistake. That's how skeptical I was. I went back into the literature to see whether results like these had actually been reported in clinical trials. And this is where things got more interesting, because collagen is not in the same category as a lot of beauty supplements that are mostly vibes, fairy dust, and a label with a leaf on it. Multiple clinical trials and meta-analyses do suggest collagen peptides may improve skin hydration and elasticity when taken consistently. But the benefits are usually modest and the studies are not perfect. One thing people often overlook with supplements is consistency. Most people take something for a week, they see nothing dramatic happen, and then mentally file it under scan right next to the ab roller they bought back in 2007. But skin doesn't remodel overnight. Many collagen studies follow people for several weeks or a few months, often around 8 to 12 weeks. That doesn't prove collagen works for everyone, but it does mean it's unrealistic to expect meaningful skin changes after only a few days. Whether a supplement works or not, the body usually works on biological timelines, not Amazon Prime timelines. Patience may not be exciting, but it's part of the experiment. Now, the water issue. Because I drank more water toward the end of the trial because it was hot outside, I can't honestly say all of that 15.5 hydration improvement came from collagen. That doesn't mean collagen didn't contribute. It means water intake is a possible interference factor. That's all. And if I ignored that, the comment section would rightfully come for me with tiny pitchforks. Here's the second twist, and this might explain why collagen worked especially well for me. I rarely eat meat. That means my usual diet is probably lower in collagen-rich animal connective tissues and some of the amino acids collagen provides, especially glycine and proline. I may have been more likely to respond than someone who already eats plenty of meat, gelatin, bone broth, or collagen-rich foods. My result is not a promise. It's a clue. Quick reminder, this video is for education, not personal medical advice. If you're pregnant, breastfeeding, having kidney disease, significant allergies, a medical condition, take medications, or you're just not sure whether collagen fits your situation, check with your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement. And if you appreciate videos where I actually test things, review the research, and separate health sense from nonsense, please hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel, and it encourages me to keep doing things normal people don't do, like turning skin hydration and elasticity into a spreadsheet. That's just my nerdiness. Who might collagen actually make sense for? It may be worth experimenting with for people who notice dry skin, reduce elasticity, lower meat intake, low intake of collagen-rich foods, or people who want a simple, low-risk experiment for skin hydration and elasticity. I'd be especially interested in it for someone already doing the basics, eating enough protein, getting vitamin C, using sunscreen, sleeping reasonably well, and not asking a supplement to undo 10 years of lifestyle chaos. Collagen works best as an add-on. It's not a rescue helicopter for your face. People expecting dramatic wrinkle reversal, people with relevant allergies, or people who already eat plenty of collagen-rich foods may want to keep expectations low. And if your budget is tight and you're not already using sunscreen, buy sunscreen first. It's not as exciting as a supplement review, but your collagen does not enjoy being roasted by ultraviolet light every afternoon. Now let's give collagen its official Marcus score. Evidence gets 34 out of 40 because there are multiple human trials and meta-analyses showing improvements in skin hydration and elasticity, which is much better than many supplements. I'm not going higher because some studies are small, some are industry funded, and the results aren't equally strong across every analysis. Recent, higher quality, independently funded studies can show smaller or less consistent benefits. That's a big part of why collagen lands in or recommended instead of guaranteed wrinkle reversal, which thankfully is not an official scientific category. Effectiveness gets 20 out of 25. Collagen appears to produce real but generally modest improvements in hydration and elasticity, and my dermatologist measured results were stronger than expected. But the water intake change near the end of my trial may have contributed to the hydration improvement, and the average person should not expect dramatic wrinkle reversal. If collagen advertising were completely accurate, Hollywood would have collagen powder next to every coffee machine, and dermatology offices would be a lot quieter. Safety gets 15 out of 15. For most healthy adults using common doses, collagen appears very well tolerated, and the risk-benefit profile is strong. Practicality gets 10 out of 10 because it's easy to take, easy to mix, and simple to stick with. My Marcus trial gets 9 out of 10 because I saw dermatologists measured improvements in both hydration and elasticity, felt softer and more elastic skin, and no meaningful side effects, and would continue using it, and I will. The only reason I'm not giving my personal trial a 10 is because I increased my water intake near the end, and I can't rule out that this contributed to the hydration effect. Quick final disclaimer. This video is for general education only. It does not diagnose, treat, or replace medical advice. Talk with a qualified healthcare professional before starting or changing supplements, especially if you have health conditions, take medications, or are pregnant or breastfeeding. The final Marcus score breaks down like this. Evidence, 34 out of 40. Effectiveness, 20 out of 25. Safety, 15 out of 15. Practicality, 10 out of 10. Marcus trial, 9 out of 10. That gives collagen a total Marcus score of 88 out of 100, which puts it in the recommended category. It came close to highly recommended, but the research limitations, modest average effect size, and the water intake confounder kept it just below that level. Final verdict. Collagen peptides are not magic, but they're not nonsense either. If your skin is dry, your diet is low in meat, or you want a practical supplement experiment for hydration and elasticity, collagen is worth considering with realistic expectations. If you're expecting your wrinkles to vanish like deleted text messages, lower your expectations immediately. Based on the current human research and my own structured self-experiment, I'm giving collagen peptides a Marcus score of 88 out of 100 as my personal assessment and not a guarantee of results and not medical advice. I'm Marcus, this is Health Sense or Nonsense, and collagen officially passes as recommended with realistic expectations. Wellness Watchdog out.